Live from KSAT 12, the 6 o'clock news starts right now.
As to count one, we, the jury, find the defendant, Michelle Barrientos-Vela, guilty of the offense of tampering with or fabricating physical evidence as charged in count one of the indictment. As to count two, we, the jury, find the defendant, Michelle Barrientos-Vela, guilty of the offense of tampering with or fabricating physical evidence as charged in count two of the indictment.
Guilty on all counts. That was the jury's decision in the public corruption trial of former Bexar County Constable Michelle Barrientos-Vela. That verdict read in the courtroom just about 20 minutes ago.
This trial, the result of a Texas Rangers investigation into Barrientos-Vela, which followed a KSAT investigates series of pieces on the accusations against her and her deputies when she was constable. Dylan Collier's been following this story since the very beginning, was in the courtroom for the entirety of the almost 2-week trial. Dylan joins us live from the Cadena Reeves Justice Center right now. Dylan, I'm guessing this verdict was not a surprise to you.
Steve, I was surprised at how fast the jury came back with the verdict. A little over 4 hours before they announced that they had a verdict and were ready to have the judge read that in the courtroom. Michelle Barrientos-Vela facing those 2 felony charges of tampering with records. She sat there and then was told to stand up and stood there quietly and has remained quiet after being told that she is now a convicted felon. She did give a message to her supporters, several rows of supporters who were behind her while this verdict was being read. She told them not to react no matter what way the verdict went. She then went and sat by her defense counselors and then had the verdict read to her. 4 hours of deliberation. A jury heard strong closing arguments from the defense and prosecution this morning. The defense said that this was an investigation that was vague, even sloppy at times, that the lead investigator in the case, Ranger Bradley Freeman, had too close of a working relationship with the lead prosecutor, Don McCraw. The prosecution, meanwhile, said claims like that in a trial like this were unfortunate and not something that should have been argued. They then said that this is the type of situation where a public official in control of an agency simply cannot act like this, and that the jury had to send a message, and they certainly did less than a half hour ago.
We're seeing people leaving the courtroom behind you, Dylan. I know you probably want to get some reaction, so I think we might let you go and maybe check in with you a little bit later in this newscast.
Sounds good, Steve. We'll check in a few minutes.
And we should mention that we have heard that sentencing will begin on September 12th in this case, so it will be a little while longer before that period. The next phase of this trial begins after those 2 guilty verdicts.
Yeah, we're letting Dylan get some reaction right now. Hopefully we'll check with him a little bit later in this newscast. But let's move on. People held captive, a shooting, and 2 people run over. A chaotic scene on the south side yesterday afternoon. We now have the official police report. Our John Paul Barajas brought you the story last night. He continues his coverage today as more information is coming to light.
Held against their will and then running for their lives. According to San Antonio police, 4 male migrants whose ages range from 36 to 16 were held captive at Berg's Mill Motel on the 8000 block of South Presa.
I heard a gunshot and I saw 4 guys running, and then another gunshot, and we saw that truck on the other side of the median there. You know, that's when he hit them, I guess.
Hermio Escamia's family owns Berg's Mill Motel. He caught the tail end of the commotion. SAPD tells us the 4 migrants were held in a room. When one of their captors left, the migrants overpowered the then lone suspect, as well as took one of their guns before making a run for it.
2 girls ran inside saying that there was shooting outside, like across the street, that they were running through here. Adrenaline rush came in. Everybody kind of, freaked out. Everybody wanted to see what's going on, but we just kept the doors locked.
Alyssa Cisneros works at Thirsty's Bar, where everything came to an end across the street, not far from the motel. Police explain in an effort to not get hit by the suspect's truck, one of the migrants shot at the vehicle, but the driver managed to run over 2 of them. The 36-year-old has life-threatening injuries, and the 26-year-old is doing okay.
It's crazy because you only hear about that stuff on the news.
Hopefully nothing like this ever happens again, because it's a bad situation, and we don't look for trouble, and we don't want trouble looking for us either.
As for the suspects, police are still looking for the people responsible and say this is an active investigation. The management here at the motel tells us they've never seen the people who checked out that room before, that they are cooperating with police. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
They claim they were charged for meals that were supposed to be free and even had to pay for potluck dinners where they made their own food. Those are just two of the allegations wrapped up in a 2-year investigation focused on the director of the Kirby Senior Center. She's now facing charges. Erica Hernandez shares the information in the arrest affidavit and how much money investigators believe was stolen.
For the past 2 years, 66-year-old Norma Reyes Hamby has allegedly been stealing from the Kirby Senior Center. Hamby, arrested yesterday and charged with 4 felony counts, including theft, destruction of records, financial abuse of the elderly, and misapplication of funds. The investigation all began because receipts were found for rentals, but the money given to Hamby was apparently never deposited. An affidavit released today says that when Kirby police asked for paperwork and records, Hamby told them she had shredded and destroyed all rental agreements due to them having personal information. Later searches of financial documents, according to the affidavit, found that there were numerous rental agreement cash transactions unaccounted for, and close to $5,000 were taken. Also, elderly witnesses started to come forward about Hamby's treatment toward them. They claimed they were being forced to pay for meals that were supposed to be free, that she allegedly charged them to pay for potluck dinners that they provided food for, and was possibly pocketing money from bingo games Hamby organized. The affidavit stated that no receipts or transaction records were ever found for money collected for bingo games or meals. We reached out to the Kirby police chief for a comment, but was told they needed to speak to the city manager before doing an interview, and they never got back to us. In total, according to the affidavit, Hamby is accused of stealing more than $7,000. Now, Hamby was released on bond this morning. There is no court date scheduled for her just yet. She has to be indicted before that hearing is scheduled. In Kirby, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
New at 6, a former O'Connor student and football star killed in North Texas while helping others. Charles Trammell III died in Fort Worth last weekend while helping stranded drivers on a busy highway. RJ Marquez spoke to former coaches about Trammell's life and how the Panther community is now coming together to support his family.
This is just an unfortunate example, again, of we're not guaranteed tomorrow.
O'Connor head coach David Molesky found out Sunday afternoon that one of his former players, Charles Trammell III, died in a tragic accident late Saturday night.
He had a laugh that was a little bit different, and it's kind of thought of it like a Santa Claus laugh, one of those big, deep ones.
Trammell graduated from O'Connor in 2019. He was a student at Texas Wesleyan and was helping fellow students change a tire when he was hit by a vehicle.
Everybody gravitated to him. Everybody knew who Charles was, and that wasn't just at the football field, but that was also at school.
His former coaches said his selflessness was a part of who he was, and he was always there for family and friends.
He's just one of those kids you want to hug, and he wanted to hug you, and so that permeated into really who he was. So
there have been several messages on social media reaching out to support his family and loved ones. The O'Connor community coming together to help.
The whole community is reaching out to make sure him and his family are taken care of. He was a great young man. He was a good person. Good. It's hard when they're that young.
A celebration of Charles's life will take place here tonight at Wild Horse Sports Park. Now the family is asking that you bring green or yellow balloons, and candles will be provided, as well as 2 pictures that people can sign. Reporting on the northwest side, RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
Let's take a look at traffic out there right now. This is I-35 north at Loop 410, a typical trouble spot this time of day. Looks like it is so today as well. No real issues other than just the old 6 o'clock commute on I-35. A national nonpartisan news organization focused on how elections are run has been reporting on what's been happening in Texas since the 2020 election. Affiliated with the Texas Tribune, VoteBeat has reported on the demands, the intimidation, and the threats targeting elections administrators and their staff. Jesse Degollado spoke with a reporter who sees no end in sight ahead of the November midterms or even perhaps beyond.
We are under attack.
That's what Elections Administrator Jackie Callanan later told the Bexar County Elections Board a couple of weeks ago, based on her reporting of the threats and intimidation in Tarrant County, and to the point in Gillespie County it no longer has an elections office. VoteBeat Texas reporter Natalia Contreras says Bexar County isn't alone.
Not.
Not hardly, she says. The Bexar County Elections Office has been flooded with open records requests on top of the demands that many other counties are now getting.
To inspect ballots, they're wanting to dig into the voting systems and look into the voting machines. They're all getting the same type of lawsuits, not only from people in Texas, but from people all over the country.
All ahead of what could be a record midterm election turnout.
There's a threat to what they can do so close to the election.
Although others have, Contreras says elections administrators like Callanan and her staff haven't called it quits. But as she said,
if this continues to ramp up, we'll see.
I don't think it'll stop anytime soon.
Perhaps not even after the November election is over.
There's no way of knowing until we get there.
Jesse Degollado, KSAT 12 News.
Take a live look outside right now with live cam, 91 degrees. We've had some impressive cloud formations, but not as much rain as we've seen earlier in the week, Adam.
No, a pretty quiet day today, pretty quiet again tomorrow, but things change a bit into the weekend. I want to show you what's left over out there on the radar screen. Not much. We had some activity around Hallettsville and parts of Lavaca County over the past couple of hours, but it just skirted around the city of Hallettsville. And now what's left over is, about to cross over the county line and be just west of Schulenburg as it dissipates. That's continuing to fall apart. Outflow boundary from some thunderstorms that fizzled out over Wilson County are now developing some new showers here along that outflow boundary, southern Guadalupe County, but really not a whole lot to speak of out there. And even along that boundary in extreme eastern Bexar County, we briefly had a shower. That's outside 1604 and south of I-10. There still is a slight chance of some development, even a little bit after dark tonight, but overall, we're not expecting all that much. Changes, though, into the weekend. We'll talk about the newest Drought Monitor and what kind of improvements were made, along with when we see more numerous showers and storms and how long that's going to last in just a bit.
The school's in session, but one local district says it's still struggling to hire teachers. Tonight on the Night Beat, the job search that's going beyond our borders. And roaches on the Riverwalk and inside a local bar. We go behind the kitchen door and uncover health violations at 2 high-traffic businesses. Those stories and more tonight on the Night Beat at 10.
New at 6, watching TV, scrolling social media, playing video games. You can't escape screens these days. And according to the American Heart Association, kids under 18 are on screens for more than 7 hours a day. Previous research said that too much screen time could be harmful to a child's development. But Ursula Perry reports a new study out of Sweden says that depending on the type of screen activity, it could actually help your child's IQ.
Tablets, phones, computers, TVs. The number of screens in the average American household is growing, and so is the amount of time that kids are spending on them.
Probably right now because we're at home a lot, 2 to 4 hours a day.
And video games. Video games take up a big portion of their time. Xbox, PlayStation 4, 5.
But what is all that screen time doing to their brains? Some research suggests that it's negatively impacting their cognitive development.
This happens with every kind of new cognitive adjacent technology, is that we look at it and say, oh, this is going to somehow disrupt our cognitive abilities, our smarts.
But what is all that screen time doing to their brains? Some research suggests that it's negatively impacting their cognitive development. But researchers in Sweden say screens may not be as bad for kids' brains as previously thought. In a study where they followed 5,000 kids for up to 2 years, they found those who played video games for more than 1 hour increased their IQ by 2.5 points. They also found no major negative or positive effects from watching TV or using social media. That isn't to say that there aren't negative effects at all, but when it comes to people's intelligence,
The arguments that they are making us dumber don't hold up.
the researchers only studied screens and their effect on children's intelligence. They did not study other things that are important, things like sleep, well-being, physical activity, and school performance. Ursula Perry, KSAT 12 News.
Check out Sky 12 on this Thursday, and we are going to Bernie.
Ooh.
The Kendall County Fairgrounds. The Kendall County Fair gets underway this weekend.
And of course, we are looking towards the weekend because that's when we've been talking about these better rain chances, Adam.
Yeah, and that's still the path we're going toward here. Pretty quiet today and again tomorrow, but we ramp up the rain chances into the weekend. We'll pull them up to 60% for both Saturday and Sunday. That means more widespread coverage, more parts of South and Central Texas actually getting hit. Doesn't mean it's going to be all weekend long, just periodically Saturday and Sunday. About half to just over half of our viewing areas should see a downpour Saturday and or Sunday, with some non-severe thunderstorms, of course, mixed in, and then still some elevated chances, scattered category Monday and Tuesday at 40%. And take a look with those elevated rain chances and extra clouds. Look at our temperatures this Labor Day weekend. We're looking at highs in the low to mid 80s. Yeah, that's it. Low to mid 80s for highs. Saturday, Sunday, and even on Labor Day. Okay, this is the big story of the day. The new Drought Monitor, hot off the press. Now, this is 3 weeks ago. Okay, what you see on your screen now is 3 weeks ago. But now I'm going to slowly fade into the new Drought Monitor that shows the big changes. Oh, right? You even got a woo out of Myra. I'm going to do it one more time. We got to do it one more time. Here we go. Okay, this is 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Oh, look how much we shrunk that big red area that we don't like to see. Yes. Feels good. I love bringing you all good news. And actually, we're going to continue to see this improve even by this time next week, as we've had a lot of rain between the data cutoff for analyzing this and the issuance. And also, we're going to have more downpours on the way. And coming up at 6, we'll take a look at the whole state and what kind of percentage improvements per drought category that we had. But what I want to talk about now is a little circulation that's over Oklahoma. This is a dip in the upper level flow that's slowly going to drop its way southward and make its way into our neck of the woods slowly Saturday, Sunday, and linger through Labor Day and possibly even into Tuesday. This is one reason why we've elevated our rain chances for that time frame. We don't have any big significant forcing out there right now, anything to trigger these showers and storms. So pretty quiet today, but I do want to point out this one computer model for a little while now has just been adamant about some downpours developing just north of San Antonio, even into Comal County, even parts of Timberwood Park later this evening. We're talking after sunset. I'm not buying into it, but I want to share it with you. There is the off chance that this could actually verify. We'll cross our fingers that we see a quick downpour, but right now we don't see any signs of that actually likely to happen. As we get into tomorrow, look, 9 a.m., some clouds, mostly cloudy into the afternoon. Just a couple of little pop-up downpours developing here and there throughout the afternoon tomorrow. So that's a 20% chance. You can see the clouds trying to bubble up out there this afternoon, but not generating any showers locally. 93, our high temperature. That's 1 degree below average for the day. Across the state, you see where it's raining. Beautiful Alpine, 67, 74 in Midland. Meanwhile, 82 in Abilene, 92 in Austin, 91 here in San Antonio, and Uvalde currently at 87. You get to Canyon Lake, it's 88, and on the south side at Stinson Airport, right at 90. So this evening, a few showers possible through about 10 p.m., but otherwise, I think we'll generally be dry. And then temperatures falling through the 80s. We'll start the day tomorrow at 76. Make it up to 94 for the high with that 20% chance. Poteet about 93 tomorrow, New Braunfels 94, Castroville 93, and Gonzales 95. We mentioned those lower temperatures into the weekend, low to mid 80s. And yes, we have good rain chances this weekend, but you'll still be able to get outdoors and have some outdoor plans in between some of those downpours.
We'll find a way to enjoy 83 degrees. We'll figure out a way.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be hard. All right, so Uvalde has their home opener coming up tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine the emotions that the community will have, but then the kids have to play a game?
The kids do have to play a game, and in talking with them yesterday and Coach Miller, they love being a positive distraction right now. They want to go out and put on a good show for 3 hours for the community of Uvalde. Tomorrow is their home opener, so are the Coyotes feeling any pressure? And we'll also take a look at some of the top BGC games that you can stream tomorrow night. Coming up. Uvalde is getting ready for their home opener tomorrow night at the Honey Bowl, where they'll play Eagle Pass Win, and KSAT 12 will stream that game live in our effort to keep Uvalde strong. The Coyotes opened the season Friday night with a 21-13 win at Carrizo Springs, where the visiting side was filled with Uvalde fans. Now soon the Honey Bowl will be packed for Uvalde's first home game since the tragedy at Robb Elementary.
There's pressure, of course, but we've all been going through the practices. We've been trained. We know what to do. Just go out there and do what we've been trained to do.
It's going to be the first time I think the whole town's really been together. And I mean, when I'm talking about games here, the whole town comes. And not only that, but we're going to have a big celebration of the 50-year reunion of the last state championship. And I found out yesterday, if we win, it'll be the 600th win in school history. So a lot of good stuff going on Friday night.
Yeah, big night indeed. Now, Uvalde had to practice inside the gym yesterday due to heavy rain. Our streaming pregame show starts tomorrow night at 6:30, followed by a kick at 7 p.m. Week 1 brought us some unforgettable high school football matchups, but what does Week 2 have in store? KSAT 12's Andrew Seeley breaks down the best games to stream on the Big Game Coverage app this Friday night.
This Friday night, the big game in our Big Game Coverage is also the best game on the streaming schedule. Steele versus Lake Travis.
Scrambling. Still scrambling. Throws. Caught! Oh!
The Knights rallied late to top Brandon 35-34 in the final game of the KSAT Pigskin Classic this past Saturday, while the Cavaliers lost their season opener on the road against Arlington Martin 39-31. Lake Travis quarterback Bo Edmondson did not play in that game. The Michigan State commit has been dealing with lower back tightness, but the Knights expect a real battle all the same.
We know that we have a very tough opponent, but we're going to treat it as if it's anybody else, and with our instructions from the coaches, I have nothing but confidence in our team.
They're extremely well coached. They're a really good football team in all three phases. We've played them in the past, and it always seems to come down to a 48-minute game, and I wouldn't expect anything different this year. Kick is long enough. Good. It's good!
Meanwhile, Judson is right back on the practice field after an emotional victory over Johnson. The Rockets play host to Austin Westlake, the 3-time defending state champions.
We know they're a great team. Everybody knows who they are. We're the underdogs, most definitely, but like Coach told us today, we worry about ourselves and we'll get the job done.
And on the other side of town, Somerset and Southside will renew the battle of 1604. Both teams come into this matchup undefeated at 1-0. Somerset won the most recent meeting last year thanks to a defensive gem, 10-6.
Touchdown, Bulldogs!
For KSAT 12 Sports, I'm Andrew Seeley.
Thank you, Andrew. Congratulations to Ali Guerrero, who was named a Little League Community Hero of the Year. Ali has been on the board of directors at Greater Helotes Little League for 11 years and was named a Community Hero for all of her efforts at Greater Helotes Little League by Little League Baseball. So she was invited to Williamsport and the Little League World Series, where she was presented a plaque along with other Little League Community Heroes. And Ali also sang the national anthem before one of those games. How awesome.
That is
what an
really
honor.
Cool.
And by the way, I want to repeat, you're streaming the game from Uvalde tomorrow.
Yes.
KSAT.com, the BGC app.
Correct.
Any way you stream, you can get.
Correct. Starting at 6:30 with the pregame, then at 7 o'clock, Greg Simmons will call the game. I'll do color commentary, and Andrew Seeley will work the sidelines.
Yeah. Also the KSAT YouTube channel. I forgot to mention.
There you go.
So, thanks, Larry.
Got it all covered. Our KSAT Q&A is coming up next. We're talking about all you need to know on the new COVID boosters. Stay with us. The FDA signed off, and now today, a CDC advisory panel has given a green light to new COVID-19 booster shots. So for who? Who should be getting these? And what do you need to know about the vaccine at this point in the pandemic? Dr. Tess Spartan, an infectious disease specialist with UT Health San Antonio, joining us today in our Q&A to talk about all of those things and more. Dr. Barton, thanks for being here. First of all, let's talk about who should be getting these boosters right now.
Thanks for having me, first of all. So the recommendation for the new, what's called the bivalent booster, because it has sort of the old version of coronavirus plus the Omicron, the latest Omicron variant, is recommended for the Pfizer one for people 12 and up, and for the Moderna vaccine for people 18 and up. And so as far as who should get it, like really, as usual, the people who are the highest risk should really be, running to be first in line, whether those immunocompromised people or older people or people with health conditions and healthcare workers. But it's available for any of those groups.
There are concerns out there that this was maybe too fast tracked, that it was only tested on mice, didn't go through the human trials like some of the other shots did. Your reaction to that? Is it safe?
Sure. So I think always the most important thing is the safety profile. And so essentially this vaccine is the same, like both of the vaccines, the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccines, are the same as the previous vaccines as far as their ingredients and things like that. The thing that's different is the little mRNA code. There's a new mRNA code added, but the rest of the vaccine remains the same. So the safety profile is expected to be the same. As far as the mouse trials and the human trials, the information that the FDA used for this was a combination of course, like the experience that we've had with the millions of doses of the previous version of this same mRNA vaccine, as well as human information for an earlier version of the bivalent vaccine that used an earlier Omicron, which is now gone, right? It's gone and passed. And then the mouse data was for the latest Omicron, showing did they mount an immune response. And so as far as the safety, I'm not concerned. We expect the safety profile to be the same and to be good. It's that effectiveness piece that hasn't been fully studied in humans.
And that's what I wanted to ask about, too. It seems like this thing for a while, and I'm guessing still has been just developing, and the new variants and subvariants and things like that we're seeing. How much concern is there that this won't be keeping up with what we're seeing as this thing morphs through the different variants?
Yeah, that's exactly the perfect question, because this is always the problem that we have with things that change and evolve, is that we've been like continuously chasing the variants, and by the time we have the vaccine fully ready to go and fully studied, that variant is gone. And so actually it's kind of exciting that this mRNA technology allows us to be sort of faster in adjusting and updating a vaccine, so that we can, get a vaccine that's for what's going on right now, right? So the Omicron variant that's in this vaccine is still the majority circulating variant, which is not what we've had previously, right? And so I think that that's actually a plus of this vaccine and of this new way of doing vaccines, is that we can be maybe a little bit faster in how we react to new viruses.
And speaking of timing, there's always a little bit of COVID math when there's a new booster that's approved. You think about, okay, how long has it been since my last shot? I got the first 2 rounds. So at this point, can you talk about timing for somebody who wants to go out and get this newest round? How long should they wait from their last booster?
Yeah, so the recommendation is that they should wait at least 2 months since their last COVID vaccine, and that can be a little bit longer. So there are some data that if you wait a little bit longer, you might get sort of a better boosting effect. But the minimum interval from the last time you got a COVID vaccine is 2 months. It's not officially to say from the last time that you had a COVID infection, but that probably holds pretty true for your last COVID infection as well.
Your specialty is pediatric infectious diseases, so I'm curious what you're seeing in kids. Are more and more kids locally getting vaccinated?
We are. Our vaccine numbers in children are still not nearly what they are in adults. But I've seen lots of kids who've been vaccinated. We had a lot of kids over the summer who had the Omicron infection, many who were hospitalized. I can say that overwhelmingly the ones that I saw who were hospitalized were still those unvaccinated kids, and largely from unvaccinated families. So, we don't see the ones who are vaccinated getting hospitalized nearly as often.
Is this something that we're just going to be living with from now on? It'll be like the flu vaccine. We just get it every year and hope it's got the latest subvariants and variants of the flu that we've seen.
Yeah, I think that's likely what's going to happen. We have lots of coronaviruses, and we've been exposed to them over and over and over and over again over the years, so that they're kind of common colds for us. And so I think that as we, with boosters, with variants, with variant boosters, and all those things, that we kind of build up sort of a complex set of flavors of our immunity that hopefully will give us some cross protection for future variants. But I suspect that the way that this virus behaves, we do have more variants to come. And I think that we'll have to do our best to, attack those and prevent them as they come along.
Dr. Tess Barton with UT Health San Antonio. Always enjoy having you here on the Q&A. Thanks again for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
For those out there who wish to make a change to something they just tweeted, this news is for you. Today, Twitter announced that, yes, on Twitter, it is testing edited tweets.
Right now, the research is just in-house, but Twitter Blue subscribers will be able to use it within the next few weeks. The rest of those in the Twitter world will eventually get this feature as well.
Users will have 30 minutes to make any changes to their messages, but readers will also be able to view the previous versions, so that won't go away. You can use the previous version of the text.
Interesting. So they'll get to see just how we misspelled something.
How the tweet transformed.
Yeah. All right.
Look at this view.
Yeah, the clouds, I said there have been some impressive cloud formations today, but just not the rain.
No, not the kind that really make the showers. We've had some good cirrus aloft that have been coming in from the northwest, and then some cumulus in the lower levels going in the opposite direction. So the clouds kind of doing this today, which is always fun. Gives us nice variety to our sky. I like to see that personally. 91, our current temperature. We had a high temperature of 93. Now we're at 91. A calm wind, 88 at 8 p.m. and 10 o'clock, 84 degrees. Still a 30% chance this evening through midnight, just because we could see some development out there. Otherwise, after midnight, I think it's going to be quiet, and then we ramp things up for the weekend. Also, I've got the tropics. We have Tropical Storm Danielle in the Atlantic and some other potential development we're going to talk about in just a bit.
Getting closer and closer to the weekend, and perhaps our best shot at another round of good rain.
Yeah. Can't wait for the details here.
Well, and it's nice to see rain, at least in the forecast, even if it's just a slight amount, a few showers. It's at least in the forecast daily, whereas June, July, we couldn't even buy a percentage chance of rainfall. Drought Monitor improvements. We're going to look at that in a moment, not just the local area, but the whole state, and by how many percentage points we've seen improvements. Also, high weekend rain chances we've been talking about, and we're watching the tropics, Tropical Storm Danielle and some other potential development. Take a look at our rain chances. Tomorrow at 20%, then Saturday and Sunday, they're up to 60%, Monday at 40%. So the best chance is Saturday and Sunday. That's when we should have the best coverage of rain and the most numerous showers and storms. Currently, not a lot on the radar screen, just east of Cotulla and LaSalle County and just northwest of Choke Canyon Reservoir there, a few little downpours, and just west of Dilley. These are all very short-lived. The downpour we had over Devine, well, now is already dissipated as it heads northward toward Highway 90. Outflow boundary moving northward, kick-started a few showers, southern Guadalupe County, far eastern Bexar County, and this still has the potential to generate a shower or two as it ventures northward. As I showed you earlier in the newscast, one high-resolution computer model has it flaring up storms near northern Bexar County and Comal County. That's why we have that 30% chance in. But I think most of us are still just going to be dry here for the rest of this evening. You can see that's it for the action that's on the radar screen. Okay, now let's look at the entire state of Texas. This is 3 weeks ago. Notice these very dark red areas covering most of the state. That's extreme and an exceptional drought. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, you see that shrink. And now, down far south Texas, down in the valley, even up toward Corpus Christi, no drought. Far east Texas, closer to the Louisiana and Arkansas state lines, no drought, just that yellow area of abnormally dry. So we're actually eliminating the drought completely, even in a few pockets of far west Texas out in the mountains and higher elevation, even including El Paso. Likely to have big improvements again by this time next week when the next drought monitor is issued. So the two most severe drought categories, extreme and exceptional, they're down a combined 17% over the week. That's promising. That's good to see. I mean, droughts typically take a while to pull out of, and you just have to chip away at it. That's a pretty good chip, If you ask me, it's nice to see. We still have exceptional and extreme drought in our area, but this is a big improvement upon what was in place even just a week ago, and especially 3 weeks ago. All right, here's the big picture. More showers across the states. We're still chipping away at that drought, and that's good to see. But what we're watching in the upper level flow is this upper level circulation over Oklahoma. It's part of a bigger trough that's going to be dropping southward, and it's a slow one, which is good because it prolongs our rainfall potential, and it's going to be dropping in, not tomorrow, but by the weekend. So no coincidence, that's when we spiked the rain chances even more. We'll have enough instability, we'll have a lot of moisture in the air, and we really think that's going to give us more numerous showers and storms, with just better than half of our area likely to get hit at some point Saturday and or even Sunday as well. But let's talk about the tropics here. Tropical Storm Danielle, far North Atlantic, not a threat to anybody, just a few shipping lanes, and that's about it. That's heading to the north. And then we have the 70% chance of development just east of the Caribbean. And right now, even if this does develop into a tropical storm and or hurricane, indications are it's likely going to take that common arc toward Bermuda and away from even the east coast of the U.S. So right now, no threats when it comes to any tropical weather out there. 91 our temperature, dew point is 67, so it feels like we're at 94. No breeze. It is calm, and the wind's going to be pretty quiet the rest of the night. 81 in Rock Springs, Victoria up to 90, Kennedy 86 for the most part, 80s to low 90s, 91 Helotes, and even Kelly Field 91 degrees, and Bulverde 89. So here's our KSAT 12-hour forecast. 76 in the morning tomorrow, mostly cloudy, then a mixture of sun and clouds throughout the day. By 1 o'clock, up near 90 degrees, then a high temperature of 94. We should hit that about 4 or 5 p.m. with that 20% chance. So just a few stray showers popping up tomorrow afternoon. Sabinal about 92 the high, Canyon Lake 93, along with Poteet. And Nixon Smiley, 93 the high temperature. Look at our readings into the weekend. With those elevated rain chances, more significant cloud cover, we're talking afternoon highs in the low to mid 80s for Saturday, Sunday, and even on into Labor Day. So some downpours. It's not going to be raining all over the place and not raining at all times of day, but at least we'll have some good opportunities to still get outdoors. Just be prepared to quickly duck under cover and dodge a quick downpour or two. Working hard, making therms. Always enjoying it. And I have my next thermometer winner, which comes from the city of Converse this time. The computer randomly selected Anna Salazar as the winner of this homemade thermometer. Beautiful homemade thermometer. We'll be getting into the calibration of my newest thermometers in a little bit now that that KSAT Pigskin Classic is behind us, and I haven't been fine-tuning the Canyon de Casquiron to launch the t-shirts, which, by the way, I was able to launch 7 at a time, not that we were counting.
Yeah.
And you go, yeah, at ksat.com/thermometer to enter the drawing to win a homemade thermometer.
He was definitely counting.
Oh, I was.
Yeah, we'll bet.
But
the upper deck.
The impressive thing, he hit the upper deck, where like they put the curtains down. Mm-hmm. He hit the curtain.
It'll
multiple
be more
times.
powerful next year, I have no doubt.
I never saw it, but I heard about
We'll be right back.
That's
Here's today's In Case You Missed It.
Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, September 1st.
This is our first look at the 4 men arrested for a young girl's kidnapping earlier this week. San Antonio police say these 4 men, the youngest of whom is 18 years old, are all charged with aggravated kidnapping in the case. On Tuesday night, police were called to the 1800 block of Bandera Road. A family member told officers that someone had called them saying they had their 17-year-old relative and they wanted money. They said she'd be harmed if they didn't pay up. Police, though, were able to find the girl unharmed about 4 hours later and arrested the men near West Martin and North Zarzamora. They're each being held on a $150,000 bond charged with aggravated kidnapping.
Felony cases against 5 defendants in Guadalupe County have been dismissed after the Schertz Police Department destroyed evidence without proper review. The dismissals by the Guadalupe County attorney, the latest fallout from over a decade's worth of evidence in the department's property room being removed or destroyed. Schertz officials conceded last week that more than 1,000 cases were impacted by the improper purge.
Despite recession fears and the Federal Reserve's attempts to slow jobs down,
Employers don't appear to be handing out pink slips. The jobs report out today shows jobless claims have fallen to the lowest level in 2 months. According to the Labor Department, in the week ending August 27th, 232,000 Americans filed for unemployment benefits for the very first time. That's a drop of 5,000 from the previous week and the lowest level since the last week of June. This drop is the first-time claims, also beats the expectations of economists. They were predicting that claims would rise.
'76 in the morning tomorrow, about 94 the high temperature, a mixture of sun and clouds, and just a 20% chance of a few afternoon showers. So temperatures are going to take a bit of a dive. We'll be low to mid-90s tomorrow, but this weekend, with more numerous showers expected, more significant cloud cover, likely low to mid-80s for afternoon highs. And this extends all the way through Labor Day on Monday with that scattered activity.
Thanks, Adam. And thank you for watching the news at 6.
See you back here on the Night Beat at 10.